Whatcha bench? So this is one of my favorite kind of sayings that I get to joke about a little bit. But we're talking about the bench press today, and I want to try and relate that to some other things for you. So the bench press, for people who don't know it, has been really just like a fascinating exercise. And for me as a physical therapist and someone who has exercised and played sports, but pretty much every warm-blooded person that walks into a gym has probably gotten underneath a bar on their back and pushed it off their body to see how much weight they could do. When I first walked into a gym, it was a long time ago. But if I had to bet on it, I would say I probably went over to the bench and tried to see if I could push the bar off my chest, and then also see how much weight I could put on afterwards. This is just a story that many people who exercise have had. And this fascination with benching has gone on for years. This exercise is still an important part of the NFL Combine and a lot of different training programs. I didn't really understand why or think about it until after I was really done with school. So I didn't even start lifting weights until I got accepted to Ithaca College, and they asked me to play football there. So I figured I'd better start, getting in the gym a little bit more, because the farm strength that I had probably wasn't enough to allow me to play at the next level. So that's how I was introduced to the bench press. And it really is like death and taxes. Like, everyone does the bench press, particularly athletes. And I even competed in some different bench press competitions. So for that, it makes sense that you would do the bench press. But really, I wanted to get better at football. Myself and my brother even wrote the exercise program for our football team, because we didn't have a strength and conditioning coach. So they asked the two PT guys to put it together. And you better believe bench press was like a cornerstone of it. Like, we did it, in many workouts. And again, it was only till after school that I realized that this emphasis on bench press really didn't make a whole lot of sense. So, we think about functionality in sports and I want to exercise similar to the activity that I'm doing in the sport. And if you think about it, if I'm on a football field and I'm on my back and pushing something off of my body with something resisting my back, I've already been pancaked. I lost that play. So if I'm doing that, my bench press doesn't really matter. After school, when I thought about it, I said, wow, why do we put so much emphasis on that when it doesn't have a whole lot to do with football? And I relate this over to other things that we do. Now I know better what I should have been doing. I probably would have done different exercises. But I want you to think about something right now that you're doing on a daily basis that you do because, you've always done it. Or, lots of other people do that, so it must be the right thing. And think about, what's your bench press, your thing that you keep doing that you probably shouldn't be working on. And I'll give you an example. For me, it's in my physical therapy practice. It has all to do with physician marketing. So when I first started out, that was the cornerstone of how we were going to get new patients. We were going to go to physicians and talk to them about sending us physical therapy patients. I don't have enough time to describe why that has changed and how it's gotten better, but I don't do that anymore. It's just not the same way. I've modified it. So similar to the bench press, I don't bench press anymore. I still do pushing activities though. I just modify what I've done. I haven't completely gone away from pushing things. I've just changed it. So what I want you to think about something that you do right now that is not getting the results that you need and isn't really helping you out. And I want you to think about how you can modify it or just drop it altogether. If you're not getting the results from it, you should not be doing it. We can all do this. So again, my example was the physician marketing. Think about what yours is, and if you're in the elite team, post it on our Facebook page or email me and let me know. I'd be interested to know what it is that you're dropping and what your bench press is. Thanks again. If you know anyone that would appreciate this information, please pass it along to them, and I thank you for watching the videos.